Moving on to debate number 2. Viewers, has Congress party betrayed the OBC community in Telangana? That's the sentiment on ground, with leaders even within the Congress party now blaming the party for not keeping its promise. Party leaders who have been accused of now not keeping their word. Remember that Congress had made a promise of 42% reservation for the backward community in education, employment and legislative body. The stunning twist, however, viewers, is where a Congress worker confronted their own minister, Sitaka, alleging injustice to the OBC community. The Congress worker questioned the minister why is 42% reservation in panchayat elections not being implemented. We have that fiery confrontation between the Congress worker and minister. Let's take a look.
ఎస్సీలు 2400 మంది ఉన్నారు. ఈరోజు కనీసం మాకు ఒక్క బీసీ అంటే ఒక్క సీటు కూడా రాలేదంట. మేము ఇప్పటి నుంచి కాదు, కన్నాయగూడెం మండలంలో కాంగ్రెస్ నాయకులు మా భుజాల మీద ఎత్తుకొని మేము ప్రతి క్షణం అనుక్షణం ఓకే
ప్రకారం ఫస్ట్ ఎస్సీలకు అనేది ఏంటంటే తర్వాత బీసీలకు
ఓకే అక్క అయితే ఒక్కటన్నా రావద్దా మాకు పార్టీ తరపున మాకు 42 రిజర్వేషన్ 42% ఇస్తానని ఒప్పుకున్నారు. మా కన్నాయగూడెం మండలంలో కనీసం ఒక్కటి కూడా రావద్దా బీసీలకు?
Because the Telangana government's move to raise BC reservations to 42% has now hit a legal roadblock, and though the state passed a bill to implement the quota, the High Court put it on hold with an interim order in October, prompting the government to now take the fight to the Supreme Court. On ground, tensions are rising. Backward class groups have staged protests, while another petition in the High Court highlights disparities, with Sangareddy district having 613 gram panchayats but only 117 seats allocated to backward classes. As the legal and social battle intensifies, a political firestorm has also erupted, with Congress and BJP trading sharp accusations. The BRS also, of course, accusing the Congress of not fulfilling its promises. Listen in.
Once again, Congress party cheated the BC community in Telangana. They failed in honoring and fulfilling their promise of 42% reservation to the BC community. During the elections in 2023, in the BC declaration, they were very clear that they are going to give them 42% reservation, including Sri Rahul Gandhi made these promises loudly, but today they miserably failed and they are facing that backlash from the BC community.
And based on that survey, in fact, our government has passed the bills, and the High Court, in fact, citing the order of Supreme Court, has stayed this reservation. Congress party, in fact, has been committed to this.
At 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest. Now joining us is Kishore Poreddy, spokesperson of the BJP, Rabala Sridhar Reddy, spokesperson of the BRS. Also joining us on the show is Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress party. But my first question is to Shyam Prasad Meka. Shyam Prasad Meka, what happened to the promise of the Congress party? Because leave aside BJP, BRS, of course they are your opposition parties, of course they'll find fault with their policies, but the questions are coming from within the Congress party. You've seen that confrontation of Minister Sitaka with a Congress party worker. What do you have to say to this?
Yeah. As a congressman, I am very happy. Because now, okay, so I'll ignore you trying to make it what is happening in Congress. Today, Congress is successful in making sure that the BCs getting adequate representation is the central issue of our political discourse. And people know that Congress party has tried whatever it can. And yes, there are issues. We will resolve the issues. We will get there.
Sir, your ministers today are being questioned by your party workers, and you say you are happy.
Fine. We are Congress. We are not like BJP. If people question us, we are happy about it.
And you failed to deliver on promises, that's okay.
What?
You failed to deliver on promises and that's all right according to you?
No.
So why is this person so upset if you've not failed to deliver?
Yeah, obviously, people are upset. People will question us.
Yes,
that's the relation we have with the people. That's how
Why,
Congress
why are
party
you so
works.
happy, sir? I mean, in fact, if there are viewers from that particular section of society watching your show, the fact that you're saying you're happy would be actually adding insult to the injury.
No, not. Because I am happy because Madhav, you are making a debate on the BC's representation issue today.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Just because
we are debating.
you can take a pot shot at
Congratulations.
Congress.
Congratulations
But
for being happy that we are
actually a good
questioning
thing.
you. But
It's
let
a
me begin,
success of
Mr. Sridhar Reddy.
to bring this topic into
The
the
topic has
mainstream
come
of
to center stage.
political discourse.
That itself is the happiness for the Congress party that is being reflected allegedly by the statements of Mr. Mika. I don't know if the party officially will endorse this stand because I find it quite surprising. But nevertheless, Rahul Sridhar Reddy,
Obviously,
is there
I am
something
the
for
party.
any state government, leave alone the Congress government, is there something for any state government to be proud of? Party workers questioning ministers openly for failure to implement such an important policy?
The party worker is not happy questioning this because they are disappointed. They were, seated by Congress party and they have not fulfilled their promises. And Shyam Prasad Meka is happy that you are conducting a debate on it. Madhav, you are forced to conduct this big debate because Congress miserably failed in delivering their promise. It is a situation where one has to talk, otherwise you will further cheat them. It's a declaration announced by none other than Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Sangareddy. The BC declaration clearly says, when you know of all these things basically, without even understanding the process, only for votes in 2003, general elections, they made huge promises. Not only this, the subject is this, hence I am speaking about this. There are districts, in that guy is saying one of the mandals in Sitaka's constituency, they have not received at least one reservation for BCs. There is one district called Bhadradri Kottagudem, 0. There are some districts where they have 5%, 10%. They were criticizing BRS party that during KCR's term, the reservation has come down to 23%. Now it is 17%. Exactly. BC's reservation has come down to 17% from 23%. Now you criticize us. Now let us stop the political blame. Now Revant Reddy is announcing, rather Congress party announces that we will be giving the seats 42% from the party as a representation. Now they have announced the Gram Panchayat Sarpanch elections. In Sarpanch elections, we all
That's
know.
not implemented. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this debate.
No. They say that from the party we will give 40%. I am asking them how. Sarpanch elections are announced. The candidates will contest without a party symbol. How can you say that is from my party? End of the day, parties might support him. Yes, there will be known that who is Congress and other thing. But ultimately, today, Congress party miserably failed in honoring their promise of 40%
Ashwini Kumar Mishra, what happened to all those promises? Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said that merit as a system has failed. Jitni abadi utna haq. After all those grand positionings at the central level, why have you failed to implement it in Telangana on ground?
It's not a failure, Madhav, and moreover,
This is a success story.
We have it. No,
If this is a success story, then I mean, that's really something amazing.
Let me finish my point, Madhav. I have something to say. That's why I am in your debate. Rahul Gandhi has taken the baton of social justice, and for social justice, reservation for backward class is very important aspect. And we had passed a legislative law as well. However, there's a precedent from Supreme Court and High Court put up a rule around it. We'll have to see the legal process and see how further we can counter that. And we are committed to this. Unlike Bharatiya Janata Party or any other party, we are committed to social justice. We are committed to backward classes. We have been advocating जिसकी जितनी हिस्सेदारी उतनी उसकी संख्या भारी जितनी उसकी हिस्सेदारी. So this is our sole motto. We are talking about social justice. We are talking about caste surveys. So we cannot run away from our stand, and we are not running away from that stand. There are some legal battle to be fought out, which we have to figure out, which we have to see how we can proceed.
Please tell us how you will do it.
That is something we have to discuss with lawyers. That is something we have to discuss with lawyers.
So why promise something which you know that you cannot do? The public is watching you, sir. Forget me. Your voters are watching you. How you will implement it is something that you should know, and you should be telling the viewers now.
Law and legislation. Our limitation is to the
Which legislation?
Parliament. Our limitation is to the assembly. We did pass the legislation around it. Now, if there are an obstacle from the court, we have to see the way forward.
So assembly legislations are not subject to judicial scrutiny according to you?
They are.
So when you knew that you do not stand muster, then why make
That's why
such a
we are
promise?
debating this right now. If there was no obstacle from judiciary, we wouldn't be debating. It was implemented. It would have been implemented right away. But there is an
So
obstacle.
when you
from the
make
judiciary,
promises to
that's
people,
where we
when
are
you make promises to people, you should also know what is practically possible to implement or not. But let me bring in the BJP. And I have a question for Kishore Poreddy. Kishore Poreddy, your party supported this law in the state assembly. At the end of the day, can you really take the moral high ground?
BJP thinks.
One second, please, 1 second. Let BJP come in. Kishore Poreddy, many questions coming in for the BJP. But the fact is that you also supported this in the assembly.
Yes. Madhav, first of all, I just want to set the stage. Congress has always been against the OBCs. I mean, remember the Mandal Commission report? They shelved it almost. I mean, they put it on the attic for more than a decade. Both Indira Gandhi and then late Indira Gandhi and late Rajiv Gandhi, both of them. And Rajiv Gandhi, when discussing in the parliament, he was saying, I mean, this OBC reservation, he was opposing it because the Muslims did not have reservations. Muslims were not included in the reservations. So that is the history of the Congress. And I'll give you another point. In all these 75 years, around most likely 45 years, the Congress ruled Andhra Pradesh and then Telangana right now. There was no single CM where the chief minister's name used to come in sealed covers. The high command, especially the first family, never felt it to include one single BC's name in the list of so many chief ministers. I mean, they used to have like 3-4 chief ministers in one term. They never had a single BC chief minister. That's the track record of the Congress. Now you have a BC prime minister from the BJP. It is a BC prime minister. You say you are for social justice. The Congress says it's for social justice. And it opposes Modi ji just because, for no reason.
Okay.
Just because I
Sham
think it
Prasad
is
Meka,
because
you have something
they
to say?
dislike the OBCs and because Modi ji is an OBC.
Please tell us.
That's why
If he's
they...
saying something wrong, please tell us who those backward caste chief ministers were.
See,
Would you like to set the record straight, Sham Prasad Meka?
Yeah, I'll set the record.
But at least for us in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, we never had a single, before bifurcation, it's Andhra Pradesh, we never had a single OBC CM, BC CM in the state.
Our friend from BJP is very eager to resume Congress bashing rather than sticking to the issue. Since he is talking about nobody has given BC, that is the issue we are talking, no? There is injustice that happened to the OBCs. That's why we are asking for...
So after 75 years, that is why you are talking about this, while other parties, including the BJP, have brought in Mandal Commission report and 27% reservations for OBCs. And now today has an OBC prime minister. This country has an OBC prime minister because of the BJP.
Correct. For all
and now you want to, after 75 years,
BJP,
you say you have woken up and then you want to talk social justice right now. What happened to that
Congress
all these years within the Congress
social justice
and within Telangana or Andhra Pradesh?
Fighting against Mandal Commission.
You fought
BJP
against
was
Mandal
the
Commission.
one.
No, not
BJP
us.
is the evil force that is fighting
the government
Congress
supported by
for all
BJP
these
passed the Mandal Commission.
Meka, can you assure us that you will have a backward caste and OBC
reservations for
chief
OBCs.
minister in the next election?
Politics.
What do you mean?
I think
Asking that
What do you
question.
mean? You are just saying that we are trying to resolve this issue in response to Kishore Poreddy. Can you assure us?
I am telling you, for all these 75 years, we have been thwarted by BJP and their Sangh Parivar.
Okay, let us say that BJP is wrong.
So
For
funny.
sake of argument,
This is
let
so
us assume
funny
what you are saying is
because
right.
one
How are you any
family
better?
controlled the...
And let me tell you this. Let me tell you the factual position. The total number of
continue
seats
your
reserved for backward classes, just listen to me now, was 2,345, which is 22.78% in the last election. Now it is 2,186, which is 21.39%. It's actually gone down.
So what do you mean to say? So now you want the Congress government to violate the court order?
So you assure us that the next chief minister will be from the community. Tell us, what is your commitment then?
My commitment is the next chief minister is going to be elected by the people and will be elected by their representatives.
Mr. Meka.
We are empowering the people.
Mr. Meka.
90% of the people.
Mr. Meka, no, I'll just say one thing. People of not just across the country, but people in your state are watching. People in Telangana are going to be watching this broadcast. If they are watching this broadcast, can you give one promise? Can you give one promise that is implementable? Leave aside what the courts have done or not done, what the assembly has done or not done. One promise that will ensure your party's commitment to the backward caste community after you fail to implement this 42% reservation. What will that one promise be? You're saying you can't make a chief minister, you can't give this reservation. What is the promise of social justice then in Telangana? Beg your pardon.
That one promise is this 85% people's gulamgiri to 15% people will be fought hard by Congress.
By reducing
85%
That is the promise.
85% gulamgiri to 15%.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I mean by that, go look at the caste survey that is done in Telangana.
What do you mean by Gulamgiri?
We
I
did
don't
not get the
understand
data.
this
By the way,
language.
Kishore Poretti.
Mr.
Okay,
Mehta,
I'll tell you.
we did not
I
get
don't know. I mean, Madhav, I think these kind of
Even
statements, you know,
even
release
before
the-
no. Madhav,
One by one. Okay. Okay, Ravalashida Reddy first.
these kind of statements are not going to help you, show your stand, Mecca. You should come in actions. What have you done? You have utterly failed. Every promise of yours is a failure in the state of Telangana. And you say big statements. What do you mean by Gulamgiri? I don't expect such a statement. Nobody does any Gulamgiri to anyone. It's a matter of giving reservation to the backward communities which need to be implemented, for which you need to answer properly. I am not seeing that. You're just beating around the bush, talking all these things and all.
Well, nobody can say we didn't give an opportunity, because clearly plenty of opportunity was given. But Mr. Meka, no concrete promises that you given. What has happened today, and this could very well be just another promise like you gave during the elections or earlier. The simple point is people want to see concrete steps, concrete measures. Is that being demonstrated on ground in Telangana? At the moment, no. What will happen in the future? We don't know. We have to go by the comments that are coming in on this debate. Kishore Poretti, Ravalashida Reddy, Shyam Prasad Meka, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, thanks so much for joining us this evening.